Hi Hillcrest, it's Pastor Steve from my last week of parental leave. I'm out at Buffalo Pound Lake enjoying my time here. It's a week of prayer and solitude for me, and I thought I'd just share a few thoughts that have come to my mind. A few weeks ago, I was there when we had that great, what felt like a reopening happening, and Pastor Kurt Buchanan led us through that moment on July 11th where we just celebrated all the ways in which people have stepped up through this last year in this whole COVID crisis. And I had a few more thoughts I'd like to add to that, if I could. When we started the lockdown in the spring of 2020, we didn't have any ability to stream online. And suddenly, within a matter of weeks, with volunteers stepping up and just really rising to the occasion, we were able to see that change. It was really remarkable what happened. And then I think about the summer, how the lockdown, we finally got to reopen again, and now there were masks and guidelines and different pews for two services, and two services was new to us. And I think about how gracious people were and how we all adjusted to the new reality, and that was a big challenge as well, but everyone was so awesome during that time. And then the fall was... we had a big disappointment to look forward to, and that was that we weren't going to be able to do the Better Together food drive. But then just creativity and people decided, the decision was made that we would go door to door, putting out just information for people to let them know that we still thought it was a great idea to give to the food bank. And people were doing that. As they were doing that, people were praying for their community. They were prayer walking. And that was a great adjustment. I was so proud of our church, and thousands of dollars came in from that as well. Then Christmas was coming, and we were all looking forward to restrictions being lessened and getting together with family, and then it looked dire, more and more dire, and eventually we realized that wasn't going to happen this year, and that was a great disappointment. But I love the church's response with the Hope Has Come drive-through. I thought that was amazing, and so many volunteers stepped up to provide something for the city to look forward to. And so we created one of Moose Jaw's biggest traffic jams ever out on Thatcher Road there, and tons of people came to that drive-through. And it was an amazing moment that even though we couldn't be together in each other's homes, and we're so disappointed about that, the truth about who Jesus is and his hope for the world was not stifled, and people got to hear that message in many languages, in carload after carload on 3 different nights. It was amazing. As winter went on, it got better because the restrictions got less, and it was looking better and better. And then in March, I just remember how amazing March was. We were hearing testimonies of people coming to Christ. We were watching, we were actually joining each other online for sling training and alpha online, and lots of different things were happening to prepare people to really engage. And people had already been engaging, and people just keeping their eye on the ball with the mission of Christ in Moose Jaw. And that was so encouraging. And it just sort of felt like it was all going to be over in a moment. And then in April, right around Easter time, an outbreak happened, and we all got sort of restricted again. And that was so disappointing. I remember preaching my Easter sermon at 1 a.m. after my family had gone to bed, at 1 a.m. in my basement, and thinking, this is not how Easter's supposed to be. I want to be together with the people of God to celebrate the most significant Christian holiday of the year, the day where we recognize that Christ's power over death and sin is ultimate, and just celebrate him. And I want to just say, after that, it did get easier because we did see, the release and the reopening and all those things. But I wanted to say this: through all of these seasons, the people of Hillcrest were just so gracious. They were so gracious. I was in church last week, and a young lady came up to me and she just said, I watched sort of our services throughout the year. I wasn't here, but I watched those services, and I was just encouraged by how our church was handling this crisis. And I thought, handling this crisis, I don't know if we got everything right. In fact, I'm pretty sure we didn't make all the right choices along the way. But that's how gracious our church is that people just come up and say, you did a good job. Way to go. And I thought, you know what? That's an amazing church. So you can think about, well, how did Hillcrest do? Did we do great because our leaders made the right choices and because we had the right programs in place? Well, there's some of that. But I think we did great because ordinary people just decided to be kind and gracious and loving and recognize that we are brothers and sisters brought together by a gracious Heavenly Father. And we didn't deserve to have a family like this, but we got it. And all we can do is thank Him for what we have. So I'm thanking Him for you today. God bless you.